All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so I know I haven't made a video in a few days here. Was doing some stuff for Father's Day, and yeah, just gone for a little bit. I am back, and I just wanted to make a quick update on Bitcoin. Over the weekend, we did see some pretty bearish news come out. You know, the war stuff starting with Iran and Israel, and it was a bit of a catalyst. But we were looking at Bitcoin being seeing a dump to the downside, anyways. So this was kind of just a catalyst to cause that to happen a bit faster. And in my last videos, I talked about the two major support levels being that golden pocket point of control. Actually, if we go on, let's see, was it this chart here or this chart here? Golden pocket point of control being one support level, and then the 786 value area low being the next support level. So let me go ahead and throw that fib on real quick. We'll go from the lows at 100K up to our highs from last week. And if we throw on those levels, you can see our golden pocket point of control was around 103 or 104. And I did say if we break this level, then we have a high probability of coming down to the 786 in the value area low of the range, around 102.5. Well, you can see what happened on Thursday when the catalyst of the attack happened. We saw us dump through our point of control in our golden pocket, but we did front run our 786 and we front run the value area low of the range. Now, we were able to very quickly get back above the point of control, and we've kind of been just chopping around above the point of control throughout the weekend. But this entire corrective move after this impulsive dump to the downside that we saw on Thursday, this entire move so far is low volume and looks very corrective to me before more downside. And we are starting right now to see the Bitcoin price drop. And I'm expecting us to come take out Thursday's lows into the 786 and into the value area low. So now we have a swing failure pattern liquidity grab of Thursday's lows into that level of support. This is a level that I will be watching to take along on if we are seeing bull divs and we get the confirmed swing failure pattern around 1025 to 1024, 1026 to 1024. So this area here is the next level of support. Yes, we could still hold the point of control of the range, and if we could even, if we want to zoom in, we could even analyze just the range from the lows of the dump on Thursday. You can see we're in this volume profile right now. Let me go ahead and just make this only a 786 to clean up the charts. And we're hitting the value area low of our small weakened range. But I honestly do think, let's go ahead and turn on our volume and we can analyze our volume here. So you can see that we dumped on a pretty high spike in volume on Thursday on the dump back within the side of the volume profile. First off, after re-entering the volume profile, we bearishly backtested that volume profile and we rejected. We talked about if 106.5 did not hold, then we would dump at least down to 104K where our point of control and golden pocket was. Well, if we pull, let's actually just go ahead and grab this macro volume profile. This is our macro value area high that I have highlighted right now. I'm just going to pull this to present day. And you can see that we did have an attempt on a bounce where let me go and get rid of this, where my mouse was. When we did come down to 105, we did 106.5, excuse me, we did bounce from the macro value area high, but we only bounced to come up to our month-long range value area high. We rejected that, confirming that Bitcoin wanted to trade within the fair value of the last months of price action. And anytime you deviate a volume profile, see a failed action type price, type of price action, and then dump back within the volume profile, you have a high probability to at least dump down to the point of control. If the point of control doesn't hold, you have a high probability to dump down to the value area low. So we are still chopping around the point of control of this range, and we still are just ranging, so nothing too extreme for Bitcoin on the drop over the weekend. But once again, guys, if you look at our big spike in volume that happened on Thursday to the downside, big red spike in volume, and as we've kind of slowly been grinding up in this ascending channel throughout the weekend, our volume is getting lower and lower and lower and lower. This tells me that this entire dead cat bounce to the upside is more corrective price action that is going to break to the downside and take out our lows of Thursday rather than a real reversal to the upside. And so I do not think this correction, this dump to the downside is done yet. It could be done as soon as we swing fail pattern Thursday's lows into actually hitting our 786 and actually hitting the value area low of the range. That could be it, and then we could regain the point of control and just continue. Now that we bounced from the value area low of the range, we could continue up to the value area high or maybe even new all-time highs. But we're still trading the bigger range that we've been in for about a month now, since, let's see, what was this? May 8th. So a little over a month now, 5 weeks now, we've been in this range. And until we lose this bigger range, then we can just expect to trade the range until it breaks. So you're looking for longs near the lows of the range. You're looking for shorts near the highs of the range, especially if we have support into your value area low and a liquidity grab, a key liquidity grab into that value area low. So I am going to be watching this 102.6 to 102.4 level for a potential long opportunity. Now, if we do break this level of support from 102.4 to 102.6, honestly, there's not much support left that would bring us down to 97K. We do have the swing failure pattern of the actual range lows now that we took out on June 5th, Thursday, June 5th, so a couple weeks ago. Those lows are at 100,350 on the Bybit chart. Let's go on to the Coinbase chart here real quick. And on the Coinbase chart, those lows are going to be at 103.77, so about 100K. Now, while we're here on the Coinbase chart, let me talk about this pitchfork that we've been following for quite a while. So up here, when we did reject the bearish backtest of the value area high, you can see it was also a rejection of our pitchfork midline. Now that we have dumped back within the volume profile, you can see the point of control on Coinbase is just a smidge lower than Bybit. And we just wicked past that point of control, but overall the point of control is holding. So there is still hope that this point of control holds, but the highest probability for me now with this price action that we've seen over the weekend being a low volume grind to the upside, it does feel like it's going to break down. We could make one more low. And look at where that low that I just highlighted on the Bybit chart, this box of support, where our 786 and our value area low is. Well, it's also our pitchfork band of support. And this pitchfork band of support, last time we were down here, we did hold it pretty nicely. And so it could be that we're just going to SFP Thursday's lows, grab the liquidity of Thursday's lows into our pitchfork band of support, into our value area low and our 786. And then we could see a move to the upside, maybe hopefully an impulse. We'd want to see an impulse happen to the upside. But this is the first area of support that I'm looking at. Now, our market cipher B still does look pretty bearish. You can see as we were coming up, we were seeing some bear divs on the chart. Money flows crossed over into the red. A little bit of crossing into the green just now over the weekend, but it's just a little. Now we're right back, dumping right back into the red. You can see NAMI just printed some bear divs on the chart locally here. It looks like Bitcoin does want to come down and make one more low, or at the very least continue to range and chop in this bigger range. On the 4-hour chart, we are setting up for some nice bull divs, though. You can see here on Thursday, we made this low momentum wave here, and we've been making higher low trigger waves. But if we could come down in SFP Thursday's lows into that value area low and then see our market cipher B make a lower high momentum wave, we would see those bull divs into our key support level, and that would be enough for me to look for a long and that opportunity. We'd also want to see the confirmed swing failure pattern, so a pierce below that level of Thursday's low and then a reclaim of that level. As soon as that happens, I will look for a long opportunity. Then let's zoom out onto the daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see money flow is starting to try to curve to the upside again. So Bitcoin is being pretty resilient here. And even on NAMI here, NAMI's momentum wave is almost bottomed out and it's looking like it wants to curve up. You can see we did just cross over into the green a couple days ago here on NAMI, and it is money flow is still in the green. So Bitcoin's holding up relatively well. Now, we could have some more bearish catalysts of some more attacks and some more war stuff happen, so we do need to be aware of that. And Bitcoin has been seeing those higher time frame divs that are really, really concerning for me. But right now, nothing too crucial is happening on the charts. We are still just within our range that we have been in for 5 weeks, and we are hovering around the point of control. Highest probability for me is we do come down and make one more low, SFPing the Thursday lows into our value area low, 786 and pitchfork. You can also see the money flow on the 2 hours kind of leaving the asset here. So hidden bear divs printed earlier today on NAMI on the 2-hour chart, a double drive of hidden bear divs. And I do think one more low is going to be coming in. Now, if we do lose 102K and we do not SFP our range lows at 100.3, then I do think we are going to fall all the way to 97K. Now, what is at 97K? Well, it's the point of control of our major macro range. Let's go ahead and turn on that macro range again. You can see our point of control here. Let me actually extend this all the way to current price action. The macro point of control is coming in from the anchored VWAP from the 74K lows, and it's the bottom of our pitchfork that we've been trading in for 3 months now or so. So I would think that if these 1025, then if we do not SFP the range lows at 100K, which we've already SFP'd those lows once and grab liquidity. Now, there is still a lot of liquidity sitting below these lows from Thursday, June 5th, because we did see a lot of people, including myself, long that swing failure pattern of the original range lows. So there is still a possibility that we do just get a swing failure pattern from the range lows. But if that doesn't hold, there's really not much else left as far as support goes in between to keep us from dumping really hard all the way down to about 96,600, 96,500, where our point of control, our Coinbase pitchfork bottom, and our anchored VWAP from the 74K lows is. So that is going to be the next level of support that I will be looking at on the charts, is this guy here. And that is going to be VWAP. See. Okay, that is the next level of support. If first of all, I will be looking, my main local level is going to be that 1026 to 1024 level. Okay, now to the upside, if we do end up coming down, so let's go ahead and grab a fib and let's go from Thursday's lows up to Friday's highs. And if we look at our local 786, our very, very local 786, that is going to be right at our point of control. And this is an area where we could see a bounce, at least even to come to make a lower high to continue within this smaller range here. We could bounce and then just kind of continue trading up. We have not come up to our macro value area high since losing it to confirm a bearish backtest. And you can also see our anchored VWAP from the all-time highs is coming in right around the macro value area high. So local resistance levels to the upside. Very locally at 1065, we do have our anchored VWAP. Let's go ahead and make this purple. This is going to be our anchored VWAP and our macro value area highs. So let's see, macro value area high slash. And then if we break above that, we do have a fresh naked daily point of control around the value area highs of our 5-week long range, where I would be expecting this to act as resistance as well. If we also grab our Fibonacci and we go from the highs to the lows of our last dump, we turn on our golden pocket. You can see that golden pocket is going to be coming in right at that area of resistance as well. And actually, let's extend this box just to the 618. So this is going to be a golden pocket value area high. And a naked daily POC. Okay, so those are the two resistance levels locally. Now, if we do break 108.2 or about 108K, then I do think it's possible we could come take out the highs from last week, from last Monday. We do remember we hit the 886 on some exchanges. This last Monday's high, we hit an 886, making it more probable that eventually we come take out our all-time highs. So I am still looking at potentially coming up and taking out the all-time highs, but for me, the highest bias right now is to make one more low, at least into our 786 and our value area low, before continuing up higher. We're just still in ranging price action. Nothing too dramatic has happened, and Bitcoin is holding up relatively well. It looks like we could start to see some movement tomorrow. It has been kind of a holiday weekend as far as Father's Day goes, so we could have expected slow, grindy price action throughout the weekend, which we have seen. And if we just look at our CVD and open interest charts since the dump on Thursday, if we look at our CVD, I guess it's not quite bullish CVD absorption yet, but we are seeing some potential bullish CVD absorption. We do not have confirmed, but right now we are making higher lows on the price action. Now our CVD, we want to be making lower lows on the CVD. We're not. We're more flat here. We're more flat. And your open interest, you want to see it increasing. Now our open interest is increasing overall. So if our CVD could dump a little bit more, we could see some bullish absorption happening on the charts. But one of the things that we want to see with bullish absorption is we do not want to take out our lows of Thursday. And that's why I don't think this bullish absorption is going to play out. If even if we did right now, we don't even have any bullish absorption. But if our CVD continued to drop and we started developing bullish CVD absorption, I would just be a bit cautious of that because, like I said, our volume on this push up, this entire push up over the weekend, has been a low volume corrective grind to the upside, which does have a higher probability to break down and take out Thursday's lows. Okay, and then let's go on to our liquidation heat map real quick. Let's go on to Bybit and let's check out the past month of price action. Okay, so you can see in the past month of price action, the majority of the liquidity is above last Monday's highs. And we do know that that's where that local 886 tap was tapped, at least on Bybit's chart. On Coinbase, we did front run it by a few dollars, but that area up there above these highs, above 110, 112, up into 112 even, is going to be where I'm going to be expecting after we could come down and bounce from our range lows, we might be able to come up and take out our all-time highs. So we do not have enough data on the charts yet. Right now, we're not seeing much bullish divs locally on the charts. Like you can see 15-minute money flow has crossed over into the red, no bull divs. You can see double prints of bear div on NAMI. Money flows crossed over into the red, no bull divs. I do think that we are going to drop to make new lows below Thursday's lows. And then after that, hopefully by the time we drop to take out Thursday's lows, we do start to develop some bull divs on the chart and money flows starting to turn in our direction. And we can see that move up to at least to the highs of the range or at least up to the macro value area high and our anchored VWAP at 106.5. But that's about it for today, guys. Just wanted to make a quick update on Bitcoin. Tomorrow, I will go into depth covering some of the altcoins. It's just a lot of the altcoins are still ranging as well. Ethereum is still just in its range. We are near the value area low of the range, holding the value area low, but now overall we're below the point of control. We're rejecting that point of control overall. Slow corrective grind, and you could even look at this as some sort of bear flag, unfortunately. But I'm not trading it as a bear flag, but it is like a bear flag type structure. And if we do start to break this range to the downside, I do think we can come down and grab our lows at $23.23 or possibly even come down to like $2,200. That's about it for today, guys. I will go more into depth on some more of the altcoins later. And I hope you have a good day. Hope you had a good Father's Day weekend if you're father. I will see you guys tomorrow.